All right, day 2. Maybe I should start to brand these videos something related to faith and fitness, something related to consistency. I don't know, I'll have to work on that. But again, we're jumping into these videos. It's day 2 of a consistent daily video. And again, we're going to go quote, we're going to go scripture, we're going to tie those together and how it can apply in our daily life in search of consistency. So the quote that came to mind today is, "Before the reward, there must be labor. You plant before you harvest. You sow in tears before you reap in joy." One thing that I often think about is in this world of immediate gratification, and I'm absolutely included in this equation, we often want to be the star. We often want to be the teacher. We want to be the subject matter expert in said thing. But sometimes we struggle to put in that consistent work to be prepared to do that thing. And again, I think it really can be chalked up to immediate gratification and the world of conveniences that we have. We're often able to learn something very quickly, or maybe we don't have to learn that thing very well at all to be able to function. I think about like a GPS, for example, back in the day before there were phones and, your Apple Maps. You would have to intimately know the roads if you were taking a road trip, right? You'd have to pull out an old school map, or at least, when I was growing up, it was the MapQuest generation, and you'd have to kind of plan your trip out ahead and make sure you were prepared to stop at that light so you didn't get lost. And even before that, again, with maps, you were really having to figure out how many miles to get to said interstate so you don't miss your route. And again, if you were going across the country, it would take a immense amount of planning. And nowadays, with your GPS, right, you could type in the address that you're going, and it could even be in a sketchy area, but you're fully reliant on that machine to tell you exactly where to go and the best route. And you really don't have to intimately know where you're going. It's immediate gratification, right? You type something in, it pops out a result, and you kind of become just a slave to that convenience in a way. And I noticed that in my life, whether it be, speaking and doing these daily videos and not being an expert at it, you're going to probably have to go through a period of time where you're uncomfortable, or a period where you're certainly striving to get better, but you just don't quite have it. And more so than just these videos. But again, I relate all of this to what I try to do in the gym with my physical fitness. In a perfect world, right, everyone would be super fit, and you could go for 1 week and you'd have it all figured out, and you could look the way you want, and, you could master your eating plan, become the expert just within a week or two. And whether it's that or just our daily walk with other things that we're trying to improve upon in our life, things aren't like that at all, right? You have got to put in a lot of time and research, go through the struggle, kind of turn the dials, right, of trial and error to get to really where you become an expert. And again, you're going to fall a lot in life in order to become that expert. You're going to have to go through a period of not being the best. In fact, you're probably going to start towards the bottom in whatever it is you're doing. And then time and time again, through trial and error, through consistency, through determination, through the uncomfortability, you're going to become an expert. And I just wish our generation, and I wish myself in the past, would have bought into that more fully and realized, hey, it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to fail. But you just have to put in the consistent work, because the secret is there is no secret. So I'm going to relate this to a scripture that spoke to me. And it's in Proverbs 14. I'll start in verse 22 and go on to 23. And in Proverbs 14 it says, do not those who plot evil go astray, but those who plan what is good find love and faithfulness. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. And I think why that scripture stuck with me today is, in that world of immediate gratification, or a lot of things coming easy to us without having to put in a ton of effort, there's things in life that aren't that way, and we can talk about them, and we can tell others, hey, I'm going to go get super fit, or I'm going to start going to the gym, or I'm going to start diving into scripture. And like I said yesterday, the more that you talk about it and you get those dopamine hits off of getting excited, it's great to get excited and to talk about it. But if you're unwilling to actually put in the work, and not just put in the work during your good days, but as we've already established, there's some days that aren't going to be good. But are you still willing to put in the work? Are you still willing to show up? Because I think that's really ultimately what defines us, is when we're facing adversity, when we're having a day that things aren't just coming easy. Are we still willing to put in the work, to put in that hard work it talks about, because that hard work is what brings the profit. If I only went to the gym on days that I felt like it, my body's probably not going to change the way that I want it to. If we only ate well, if we only ate nutritious food on days we felt like it, we're probably not going to grow, in our health journey. If I only read the Bible days that I wasn't stressed, tired, or felt like it, probably not going to read it nearly as often as we should. And if we were only nice to people in our daily walk at work or whatever we're doing in the community, then we'd probably come off as pretty rude often. So again, just how can we work hard consistently? Because again, with the quote, before the reward, there must be labor. You plant before you harvest. You sow in tears before you reap in joy. So in this journey with faith and with fitness, I plan to be okay in this period of being more of a student than a teacher. And then hopefully through consistency, through stacking those good days, eventually, and I don't know when that'll be, but eventually you come out the other side through that delayed gratification to where you can really help others and become that subject matter expert in this world of immediate gratification. I'm going to go the delayed gratification route. Become that teacher, that person that can influence through the long haul. So that's day number 2.